So earlier this year, I broke the top 300 in the ATP rankings for the first time. And when I saw my prize money for the year up to that point, I tweeted this. I was kind of joking around, but the tweet went viral. So today we're doing it. We're gonna talk about that uncomfortable subject, money. Let's answer, how much did it cost for me to play a full season of professional tennis? Did I actually make any money? How can players even afford to play professional tennis? And at the end of the video, I'm gonna do a quick Q&A answering some of the questions that maybe I didn't put on my script here, but they are relevant to the video. So stay all the way to the end so you can see that as well. But let's do it, let's talk money. For those who are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Carousel. I'm currently ranked 259 in the world in singles. I just finished my first full season of professional tennis since 2018. In 2024, I played 23 events. I won 2 titles. I climbed 600 spots in the ATP ranking and finished the year with a record of 56 wins and 21 losses. So let's get it out of the way. How much did all of this cost? In total, I spent $39,137 this year to play professional tennis. My prize money for the year was $38,051. So I'm already in the red here, but since prize money is automatically taxed at about 30%, different countries, different rules, but let's just call it 30%, which equates to $11,415 that never even hit my bank account. So that puts me at $26,636 in earnings for the year. $12,000 in the red, more precisely, $12,501. So let's be real, playing professional tennis is the same as just burning money away. It's tough. First of all, $40,000 in expenses to play a full year is actually on the low side. I don't travel with or pay for a coach, which means all that money is to pay for, airfare and transportation, hotels, food, any incidentals, anything that comes with, being on the road. For example, this year in stringing fees alone, I spent over $3,500. So you can see if you add a coach to it or someone to travel with full time, the expenses will quickly run into the 6 figures. There's no way around it. And my season is actually an interesting study case because we can split it in half, where the first 6 months of the season, I was competing mostly in the ITF Future circuit. And in the second half, I only play in the ATP Challenger circuit. So in ITF Future events, which is like the lowest level of professional tennis, you have these tournaments that are either 15K or 25K in total purse. The max a player can earn from the singles event is $3,600 if you are the champion, pre-tax. Futures do not cover any hotels or transportation. There's nothing. It's all out of pocket from the player. Now in ATP Challengers, things start getting a little bit better. The purses are larger, from $50,000 total purse to I think $165,000 is the biggest Challenger event. But the main difference is that in ATP Challengers, hotel is paid for at least 5 nights for main draw players. So once you're playing main draws of Challengers, at least you get some free accommodation to help with the expenses. But you also have to be around top 300 in the world to be consistently making main draws of Challengers. You can also play qualifying. You get free hotel while you're in the qualifying. But if you lose in the qualifying, you do not get hotel throughout the week. But the prize money is higher, and so if you're able to go deep in Challengers, you will be making a profit that week. I guess maybe if you're traveling with a coach, maybe not so much, but in my situation, I'm able to take home some money. Regardless, if you just break it down monthly, right, how much money am I spending every month to compete professionally? It's very hard to spend less than $3,000, $5,000. That's kind of been my range at least throughout the year. So that's again a bit on the low side. I think players are spending, especially on the Challenger Tour, are spending more. Now, of course, I am in a unique situation because of the channel. And to be honest, for me, without being able to monetize in different ways, I wouldn't be playing professionally. There wouldn't be turning pro at 30. I know you guys are curious about the earnings as a content creator. I'm not gonna get into too much detail, but my earnings from the channel come from a few different sources. Number one is just ad revenue from YouTube. It's not a lot given the size of the channel. Unless you're getting millions and millions of views, you're not making that much money from ad revenue. We have affiliate programs that earn you some commission. Say if you buy something from Tennis Warehouse or something like that using my link, or a licensing deal like I have with Line with K-pop, which we have a structure that we split revenue from those sales. And lastly, we have the in-video sponsorships that you see now more often. This is where, at least for me, I'm earning the most. I've been fortunate now that most videos have a sponsorship, and it's all brands that I use the product, I enjoy, and they are supporting the channel, supporting my career, supporting Turning Pro at 30. So I'm very grateful for that. And by the way, I've never made 1 cent from a tennis brand aside from Line. I don't get paid by Yonex, I don't get paid by Lacoste or anybody in the tennis space for that matter. I play with Yonex because it's what I've been playing since I was 15 years old. Yes, they gave me free product, but there's no contract. I don't make a buck from them. It's the same with Lacoste. They're giving me free stuff. I'm obviously going to wear it because it's cool clothing. Again, there is no contract. There's no exchange of money here. Tennis brands don't seem like they want to work with me. I don't know why. Maybe I'm not very likable. I don't know, but I just needed to say that because I think people just assume that I'm endorsed by all these things. I'm not endorsed by anything aside from the in-video sponsorships that you guys see here on the channel.
And speaking of sponsors, we gotta take a quick break to thank today's video sponsor, BetterHelp. Obviously, playing professional sports can be very demanding, not only of your body, but also of your mind. So I'm happy to be partnering with BetterHelp because their mission is to make starting therapy a lot easier. BetterHelp's platform makes it very simple to find a therapist. Just answer a few questions and they can match you with a professional therapist in as little as a few days. BetterHelp's platform also makes it easier for therapists and clients to communicate more effectively so they can get the most out of their sessions. And of course, you have to find the right therapist. It has to be the right fit. So if that's not the case with your first therapist, you can easily switch to another one until you find someone you really connect with. And with over 7,000 reviews and a 4.5 rating on Trustpilot, BetterHelp is a platform you can trust. So if you want to try it out, signing up is super easy. There's a link in the description, or you can go to betterhelp.com/mytennis, no HQ. Using the link not only supports the channel, but gets you 10% off your first month. Big thanks to BetterHelp for continuing to support the channel. So if you're thinking about therapy, go try out BetterHelp. Use the link in the description or go to betterhelp.com/mytennis. Again, no HQ.
And lastly, with all of that, I still wouldn't be able to compete professionally without the help from Improve. They've helped cover basically all of my expenses this year. Their mission is to help people improve their lives, achieve their goals, and they're literally putting their money where their mouth is by supporting my career. So do me a solid, join our school. The link is in the description. It's the best way for you to support my channel. It's simple, it's easy. Link is down below. And what about the rest of the players? Again, my situation is pretty unique. So the question is, how the fuck can they afford playing professional tennis for years and years without breaking into the top 100? If I'm being totally honest, I don't have a clue. Obviously, players are figuring it out because, there's still enough people competing, but help can come from the private sector. It could be federation. A lot of players also play club leagues in Europe that pay a decent amount. So you see a lot of players spending the summers in Europe playing club tennis. So there's obviously ways around it, but I think it can take away from the focus of just like, I'm trying to play ATP events. And obviously that fear of paying the next bill can be very difficult to handle. And look, it's not all negative. I'll give the ATP credit. They are trying to improve conditions for lower ranked players. Nowadays, if you are able to play a full schedule on the Challenger Tour at least, it is doable to stay out there, maybe not in a perfect way, maybe not traveling with a coach every week, but playing in the Challenger Tour, you should be able to at least break even. But if you can play on the Challenger Tour consistently, or you do not have the level to even get to the Challenger Tour, and you're going to spend most of your career playing futures, you will be losing money. There's no way around it. I wouldn't recommend players to just stay out there playing futures for many, many years. I'll be completely frank here. If you can get through the futures quick enough, you're gonna spend years playing futures. You're just not going to make it in the next level anyways, and you're just gonna be bleeding money away for years. All right, guys, that covers most of what I wanted to say today. but right before I started recording this video, I put on like a Q&A on Instagram. So I'm gonna read through some of the ones that I actually find interesting that maybe I forgot to talk about here. We'll do a rapid fire Q&A to finish this video. Let's go. How much money do you need to comfortably cover all travel and competition expense? I think at least $40,000 to $50,000 is the minimum. I just don't know how you do it for less than that nowadays. What's the most sneaky cost that you wouldn't think costs that much, but it does? I actually think it's the stringing. $3,500 in a year for stringing? That's crazy, right? Would you suggest going into college then on tour, or the tour first, money-wise? For me, easy choice, go to college. Nowadays you get paid to go to college, which is crazy. If you're good enough, you can make like a couple $100,000 playing college tennis, which is nuts. Unless you're basically a challenger tour player when you're 18, go to college. A couple of people asking about how to save money in lower level tournaments. I think number one is going to a place where you don't have to travel by airplane a lot. There are places, especially in the ITF tour, Tunisia, Turkey, Egypt, that have tournaments almost every week, and you stay in the same place. So you get there once and you can stay there for as long as you want, not having to travel. If not, obviously I think Airbnb can be helpful if you have a few guys that you want to split like a house or an apartment together. That might end up being a little bit cheaper. But all around, you have to be aware of, you know, you're saving money, but is it helping your performance? And you always have to be making that analysis. Would you be able to live your lifestyle with just tennis, no YouTube? Oh no, that's crazy. No, there's zero chance. You gotta think, I'm 30 years old, you know, I have a wife, 2 dogs, bills. It's not just those traveling costs that add up, it's life. Life is more expensive nowadays. And without YouTube, I would be coaching, I'd having to fully work. What percentage of your expenses, including things as rent, mortgage, can you actually cover by your prize money? 0% of my life expenses are covered by tennis. All my earnings to live are from YouTube. The prize money and improve help pay for the expenses that are created from this thing of playing professional tennis, aside from my life expenses. And lastly, what's the average ranking to break even with cost of tournaments, travelings, etc.? Like I mentioned earlier, I think you have to be realistically top 200 nowadays, top 230, so you're playing the Grand Slam qualies. If you're traveling with a coach especially, you would need to at least be playing Grand Slam qualies. So I want to say between like 250, 230 players, I think we'll be breaking even, if not making some money. So that's it for the Q&A. Again, a lot of the questions I had already answered. It's logistical stuff, how much money I spend, all that stuff. So I just wanted to see if I missed anything. But yeah, like I said in that tweet, I would be making more money working at McDonald's than playing professional tennis, even as a top 300 player in the world. It's unfortunately a problem of the sport. I understand why there's not a lot of money at the bottom. I know the players that sell tickets are playing the highest level, but I do believe there is a little bit more money to go around. And even after quitting for 5 years and coming back, I noticed how much deeper the talent is in tennis. And I don't necessarily think the guys in the top 10 or 20 got better, but guys from 70 to 500 are a lot better. The professionalism is a lot higher. You can't just wing it and think you're gonna make it. And I've said this before, I think tennis has outgrown the top 100. I think the top 250 players in the world nowadays are very evenly matched, but they're not evenly matched when it comes to prize money, which is a bit unfortunate. So that's it for this video. Again, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so I don't have to go work for McDonald's. I don't really wanna do that yet. And let me know if you have any more questions in the comments below. I'll answer them. We got some cool preseason things coming up. I have a big scouting report about my game that I'm gonna talk about. I'm gonna give it away to my opponents. I don't care. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys on the next one.